And good evening, everyone. This is meteorologist John Juergens here with now some coverage of the line of thunderstorms now rolling through northern Illinois at this point. So right now we're live on WREX.com and our YouTube page. You can also get the live stream on the 13 News app. So we got multiple ways here to watch the coverage here. So we'll be on here for the next about 20 minutes or so, and then we've got our broadcast here at the top of the hour at 6 o'clock. So just wanted to bring up the latest alerts. There was a new tornado warning for Lafayette County, Wisconsin. This does not include Greene County at all, but you see that red box there is a new tornado warning for Lafayette County, just south of Darlington. This is right on the Greene County line, though, so we'll watch out for that carefully. And then we have that continued severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Greene County until 5:45. So for the next 10 minutes, that potential for 70-mile-per-hour winds, a considerable damage threat there. Into Stevenson County, all of Stevenson County, Freeport, Orangeville, Cedarville, Rydot, Rock City, German Valley, Lena, Winslow, Pearl City, all under the severe thunderstorm warning until 6:15. This also does include Stockton. The thunderstorms are pushing through Stockton now, starting to roll into western Stevenson County, and then kind of wrapping up our list of warnings here. Carroll and Whiteside counties, a severe thunderstorm warning until 5:45. There is another tornado warning for the Quad Cities area also until 5:45, so we'll keep an eye on that threat carefully. As we take a look at the radar at this point, so we'll start back up at that northern section where we have that tornado warning for Lafayette County, and we'll take a look at the velocity scope here, and you can see it's pretty broad rotation at this point, but when you see those greens and reds coming together just to the south of Darlington, that's going to be the area that we watch for a potential tornado. So it's going to be right in this area, right where you see that lowering there on radar. That's going to be that spot that we watch for potential rotation. This is moving off to the northeast at 55 miles per hour, so we'll put a tracker on it, make sure I get the right speed on it, and this will be pushing into northern Greene County once again, so the areas to the north of Monroe. So this is Argyle, Wisconsin, not the Argyle, Illinois in Boone County. This is Argyle, Wisconsin, right along the Lafayette-Greene County line. It would be near Argyle at about 5:55, Postville in northwestern Greene County at 6:03, New Glarus towards 6:10, Belleville towards 6:15. So we're watching that tornadic circulation carefully. Looks like we may have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning, so we'll take a look at that brand new warning just in. We'll take a look at these as soon as they come in, and that will be for, let's see here, now I can take a look at our National Weather Service chat session here, and we can see what that warning is and where it is for. This will be for Carroll and Whiteside counties, a new warning there. So that's the one that's going to expire here at about 5:45. So we have that new warning until 6:45 for Carroll and Whiteside counties. And the control room there, if you can take Max 1 for just a second, I have to take Max 2 out of commission here. So there we go. And I got to kind of reset the computer. So what you're looking at right now, there's the kind of big picture there. We have the line of thunderstorms now, just solid line of severe thunderstorm warnings along the leading edge. So that's for parts of Greene County and all of Carroll, Whiteside, and Stevenson counties under severe thunderstorm warnings right now. As we push further off to the east, we have that tornado watch that was newly issued here about an hour ago. Until 11 o'clock. So the entire area is under a tornado watch until 11 o'clock as this line will continue to push eastward through the area. I suspect that our severe weather threat locally will be going away definitely by 11 o'clock. I would suspect it would be by about 9 o'clock that we see the leading edge of this severe line of storms pushing out of Boone, DeKalb, and McHenry counties. But still, just keep your guard up, especially on the leading edge of this line for the severe weather, and then behind the line as we have these torrential downpours and the soaking showers behind it. That will lead to additional flash flooding. Like we saw last night, we see that threat once again. So as we take a look, we can take Max 2 back again as we take a closer look at this line of thunderstorms here. So pushing now into far western Stevenson County, so areas like Lena and Winslow, just starting to get into that very heavy rain and those strong winds. Pearl City, same story, getting into those stronger winds at this point. We can also look at velocity for some strong wind signatures. Not seeing the most obvious strong wind signature at this point, and haven't quite seen, not quite seeing any rotation or anything like that either. We can take a look at the turbulence tool, maybe seeing some stronger winds pushing through Stockton at this point, but otherwise not too much that we're seeing along the leading edge of the line, which would be some good news. And there's that brand new severe thunderstorm warning. I'll just get you the details on that. That will be for southern Greene County until 6:30. And it looks like they're warning for 80-mile-per-hour winds pushing into Greene County. So this is that point to where, we have that part of the line in Lafayette County that we have that tornado warning for. But when we're talking about straight line winds of 80 miles per hour, that is tornadic damage. I mean, that's getting into the EF2 range in terms of a tornado rating, and this is more widespread damaging winds. So if you are in Greene County, just a good idea overall, just to head to the basement. Treat this like a tornado warning, even though it is only a severe thunderstorm warning. When you're talking about these damaging winds of 80 plus miles per hour, we could be talking about some tremendous tree damage, and this could take down entire trees and blow them onto houses or just wherever they fall. So it's a very urgent situation across Greene County now. At a severe thunderstorm capable of 80-mile-per-hour winds, there is also rotation with this just to the south of Darlington. The main tornado threat would be passing just to the north of Monroe, but for the rest of Greene County, including Monroe, including Brodhead too, if we're looking at 80-mile-per-hour winds pushing into this area, you want to take that threat seriously. And best case to do that, just head to the basement. You'd rather be safe than sorry when you see these thunderstorms pushing through. We have the leading edge of this line pushing into western Stevenson County. And I'll put a track on this. Let me get a good movement on it, moving to the east at about 50. So let me move the map just a little bit and we'll get into the Stevenson County section, pushing off to the east. And I have to redo that again. There we go. And I'll even extend this further into Winnebago County because it's going to be pushing through Winnebago County in the next hour here. So Freeport, you've got about 10 minutes before the strongest, the leading edge of this line reaches the city of Freeport here towards about 5:55. And then into Rock City, Rydot at about 6:05, Rock City, Rock Run towards 6:07. Pushing into Winnebago County. There is no warning for Winnebago County, but we're going to continue to watch out for this as it moves into Winnebago County. No warning yet, but the leading edge of this line would be approaching Pecatonica at 6:12, Winnebago towards 6:20. And the city of Rockford itself at about 6:30. So it would be roughly similar timing here. So Rockford, Loves Park, McChesney Park, Roscoe, Rockton, South Beloit, right around that 6:30 time frame. That's going to be when we watch for these severe thunderstorms, the leading edge. That's going to be where we watch for those damaging straight line winds to be pushing through. In Loves Park and McChesney Park, that's where we saw the heaviest rainfall yesterday. Pretty much as soon as these thunderstorms reach Loves Park and McChesney Park and these hard-hit areas, we're going to be seeing some flash flooding nearly instantaneously, okay? Because we had all that rain yesterday. It's still there. It's kind of soaking into the ground now. We've had several hours of dry time, but just with the elevated water table after yesterday's rain, it's not going to take all that much to get the flash flooding to get back going again. So after 6:30, we're really watching out for that flooding threat into the Rockford Metro, and especially for McChesney Park and Loves Park. Again, 6:30 is the rough time frame there for this line of thunderstorms to be rolling through. Pushing further to the south, this will continue to move. This is pushing in through Carroll County now, and we'll push this off to the east again at about 50 miles per hour. So this would be reaching areas like Foreston towards the top of the hour at 6 o'clock, and towards Polo at 6:10, Oregon 6:25, Stillman Valley 6:30, Davis Junction 6:35. Brand new tornado warning now for Greene County, Wisconsin, including the city of Monroe. The National Weather Service is just blanketing the leading edge of that line in a tornado warning. So this is a brand new tornado warning in effect until 6:30 for Greene County, including the city of Monroe. If you are in Monroe at this point, now is your time to take your tornado precaution. We were saying that for the severe thunderstorm warning, that with the strong enough winds, it's a good idea just to take that tornado precaution. But now is that time, because now we have the tornado warning issued for Greene County, most of Greene County included in that tornado warning. So whenever we have a tornado warning issued, you want to take immediate tornado precautions. What does that mean? That means to go below ground if you can. Just basement is preferred. The first floor of your home is fine. You just find the lowest room without windows. You want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So find the most interior room on the lowest floor of your home. If you're in a mobile home, you want to get out and find a sturdy structure, whether it's a home or a convenience store, a restaurant, anywhere that is a site-built structure. Now is your time to get out and find that safe structure. And once you get to your safe shelter, if you have a little bit of time here, if you're in Monroe, you do have a little bit of time, try to find maybe a bike helmet or blankets, maybe pull the sofa cushions off of the couch and put them over you. So if you're heading into like a closet, you can put them over you to protect yourself from any kind of flying debris. If you're heading into a bathroom, get into the bathtub. That's going to be a great place to be in a tornado warning. And the same story, put blankets over you, put cushions over you. That's just that added layer of protection against any kind of flying debris. So that's going to be the important information there for that tornado warning in Greene County, Wisconsin here. So we'll put a special focus on that here just for right now. As you can see, anywhere in this red shaded box here from Monroe, this does not include New Glarus. New Glarus is on the outside of this, but this leading edge of this line is producing what looks to be some very strong winds and potential circulation. We saw the one just to the south of Darlington. We may be seeing another one trying to develop closer to Monroe. So we'll take a look at the velocity picture once again. And I think that's exactly what we're seeing, is we're seeing a little bit of a couplet trying to get going, moving off to the northeast closer to Monroe, and then maybe seeing a third one there trying to get going just to the north of the state line. That would be more in line for Monroe. So anywhere across southwestern Greene County, if you know anybody, or if you're watching us in southwestern Greene County, now is your time to take action as we watch for these circulations pushing into Greene County at this point. And let me put a track on this just so that we can get some individual places and some individual times here, just so that we can try to get all these towns covered here. So this is moving off to the northeast. This segment of the line moving a little bit slower, moving at about, the warning calls for moving at about 35 miles per hour. So we'll watch this pushing off to the north and east, and we'll take it outside of the warning just a little bit just so that we can get in a little advanced heads up here. So Monroe, right at the top of the hour at 6 o'clock, so that's in about 9 minutes or so. and then towards Monticello at about 6:11, and Decatur towards 6:17. So that's the timing there for the tornado-warned segment of this line pushing into southern Wisconsin. Further off to the south, and when you see the look of the storm changing there, that's when I move the map. We're kind of bouncing between radar sites. So this one that we're looking at now is in Milwaukee. That's ahead of these storms. And this look is behind the storms from the radar site in the Quad Cities. So that's why, it almost looks a little bit weaker when we look at it from the Quad Cities. That's because it's looking through more rain and more of the storm. So it looks a little bit weaker than it really is. So I'm going to try to focus to be on the Milwaukee side of things, just so that we can get a more accurate vantage of what these thunderstorms are, or the intensity of these thunderstorms here. So again, Stevenson County here, we have that severe thunderstorm warning until, let me make sure that that's accurate here. That's a severe thunderstorm warning until 6:15. We're watching out for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts knocking on the door of Freeport. We were saying right about at the top of the hour would be when it reached Freeport, and that looks like to be the case right here at about 6 o'clock. So right now, Freeport, you want to be inside, away from the windows as these thunderstorms roll through. And then also in these urban centers, when we have the tremendous amount of rain that's about to fall, because you can see out behind this, there is a tremendous amount of rain across really this whole area, and also tremendous amounts of lightning as well. So just that threat alone, you want to be inside. So Freeport knocking on your doorstep right now, and also the same story in Cedarville and Orangeville. We're seeing that line knocking on your doorstep right now, potentially 60-mile-per-hour winds pushing into Stevenson County there. We just saw the update to that warning there. Again, it remains in effect until 6:15. And then pushing further to the south across Carroll and Whiteside counties, that warning is in place until 6:45. You can see the line is kind of trailing a little bit farther back to the west, the further south it goes. So it's kind of oriented from northeast to southwest. And it looks like there we have looks like a flash flood warning for the Quad Cities. They had a major flash flood situation last night in the Quad Cities, a similar situation to what we saw in McChesney Park and Loves Park. They had a similar situation in Davenport and Moline last night, and it looks like we may be seeing a repeat of that. Again, that's almost instantaneous as that line comes through. We see that flash flood threat increasing. We're going to see that in the Rockford area. So that's going to be the other threat to watch out for. The initial threats, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, could take down tree limbs. And in these stronger segments of the line, which right now are holding across southwestern Wisconsin, where we're seeing 70-plus mile-per-hour winds and potential embedded tornadoes, that's where we watch out for potential whole trees to come down in those kinds of winds, and also power outages all along this line. So while we have a little bit of time ahead of this line of thunderstorms, try to plug in your devices, plug in the phone, and make sure to have, you've got the flashlights ready, you've got batteries, you've got rechargeable batteries, make sure those are charged up. Just get it ahead of time before this line comes through. So let me get kind of a regional time here. I know we got to step off here in a little bit because we got our broadcast here at 6 o'clock. So again, Freeport knocking on your doorstep right now. Sterling closer towards 6:15. And again, we'll be watching out for this line of thunderstorms to be pushing into Rockford here towards about 6:45. So the same story for the Parks and Rockton, Roscoe, and South Beloit. Pushing east of I-39, Belvedere towards 7, DeKalb towards 7:20. Okay, those are kind of the approximate arrival times. If you're looking for Rochelle, probably close to that Belvedere time frame. So around 7 o'clock, so maybe closer towards about 6:30 for areas like Dixon and Oregon and Mount Morris as this line continues to push farther off to the east. So I'm going to wrap things up for right now. We've got our broadcast coming up here at the top of the hour at 6 o'clock, so make sure to join us there. And of course, any new alerts, we'll bring those along to you during the broadcast here. So for now, I'm meteorologist John Jurgens. Thanks for joining us here, and we'll see you back here in just a few minutes at 6 o'clock.